In Germany, Tim and Liv are living a married life that once seemed full of joy, especially when Liv became pregnant. But things took a heartbreaking turn when she lost a baby. Since then, Tim has thrown himself into his work as a programmer for a video game company. For 2 years, their relationship has grown distant and emotionally cold. Recently, their apartment building has been covered by a massive black tarp due to ongoing renovations by their landlord, Friedman. One afternoon, they run into Friedman on the street, and he reassures them that the renovations will be completed soon. Just then, helicopters fly overhead and smoke rises in the distance. News breaks of a large fire in the harbor. Afterward, Liv tells Tim she picked up their van from the repair shop, which only brings back painful memories for Tim. She also shares that she's quit her job and suggests they drive to France to start fresh and rebuild their relationship. Tim declines, saying he wants to finish his current project first, and they can revisit the idea later. Their discussion is cut short by a call from work, frustrating Liv even more. That night, she cries quietly in bed while, above their apartment, a strange cloud hovers. The next morning, Liv announces she's had enough and is leaving alone. But when she opens the door, she finds a solid black wall blocking the exit. It won't budge. Tim checks the doorbell camera, but it's dead. They rush to the windows, only to find them blocked by the same black material. Liv tries calling Friedman, but there's no signal. Wi-Fi is down. Tim yells for help and slams against the wall, but nothing works. Tim notices his phone glitching near the wall and moves closer, observing strange behavior from the device. Even trying to drill into the bricks is futile. It leaves no mark. When they drill into a regular wall, they discover black bricks hidden behind. Suddenly, they hear noise coming from the neighbor's apartment. Liv drills a hole and sees Marvin and Anna, who are in the same predicament. Their phones don't work either, and they heard nothing during the night. Anna panics, fearing they'll die trapped. Tim checks the water and finds the taps are dry. He tries to frame things as a video game puzzle, hoping to lift spirits, but Liv snaps, reminding him this is real life. They argue, and Liv storms off. Tim, in frustration, throws his phone at the wall. He notices part of the phone gets stuck to it, then quickly retracts. Liv returns with a mug, and Tim tries a spoon. It too sticks. They start tossing various metal objects at the wall and realize it's magnetic. Some bricks are stronger than others, so Liv stacks metal near 4 specific spots. Suddenly, the objects begin to shake and fly. Tim tackles Liv to protect her, ending up with injuries from the flying debris. Liv carefully removes the pieces and tends to his wounds. While snacking later, they hear shouting from neighbors. They peer through the hole and see chaos. After a sudden silence, they decide to break a bigger hole to investigate. Inside Marvin and Anna's place, they find blood on the carpet and Anna lying on the floor. Marvin, acting strangely, attacks Tim with a bat. Liv intervenes with pepper spray, and Tim knocks Marvin down. But Anna defends Marvin, claiming she hit him by accident. To be safe, they tie Marvin's hands until he calms down. Tim finds a door labeled "No Entry" and breaks in. While he investigates, the black bricks glow faintly behind him. Liv joins to help, and they find cameras and an axe. The axe proves useless against the black bricks. When Marvin wakes up, he apologizes, explaining he overdosed on medication after Anna hit him. The couple reconciles. Liv gets an idea and sketches their building layout, believing there's a war shelter in the basement that may connect to the subway. Tim starts smashing the floor and confirms the black bricks don't extend downward. They make a hole, and Tim descends with a rope made of sheets. Below, he meets Oswald, who points a gun at him. Tim insists he means no harm, and Oswald's granddaughter, Leah, convinces him to cooperate. The others follow, and Leah provides a ladder. Tim frees Marvin from his restraints, which raises Oswald's suspicions. As Marvin works on the next hole, Leah expresses frustration over her phone not sending messages. She had an argument with her girlfriend the night before and hasn't spoken to her since. She also says she saw the black wall at 4 a.m. Tim notices something odd in the smoke detector. It's a hidden camera. Oswald confirms Friedman installed it, and they find another camera in the kitchen. Remembering Friedman lives next door, they break through the wall and enter his apartment, which is full of exotic artifacts. Marvin grabs an ancient blade. They search the apartment and find Friedman's corpse, his arms missing. Liv panics, and Tim tries to console her. He finds Friedman's phone, which contains photos of the black wall. They return to the other apartment to keep digging. Oswald says he heard nothing unusual, and Leah helps him take his medication. Liv wonders if the fire and the wall are connected, but Tim dismisses it as unrelated. Suddenly, the floor gives way, and everyone falls into the next apartment. Liv grabs the ladder and checks on Tim. Everyone is okay, just bruised. Oswald fears the descent, but Leah convinces him to come, and they help him down. There, they meet Yuri, who was friends with a tenant named Anton. Anton died from a supposed heart attack, which Yuri blames on the wall's magnetic interference with his pacemaker. Leah becomes suspicious when she sees piles of strange papers. Yuri believes the black wall was installed by the deep state for protection and urges them to stay inside. The others ignore him and continue digging. As Leah inspects Anton's documents, Yuri explains that Anton was a stressed programmer. Leah leaves the room. Yuri burns a paper. The group reaches the basement and opens a sealed exit labeled Shelters. Liv breaks it open, but it too is blocked by black bricks. Marvin loses it and swings a mace at the wall until Tim restrains him. Oswald points his gun at Marvin to stop him. Marvin pretends to calm down, then grabs the gun and fires at the wall, only for the bullets to hover midair, caught by the magnetic field. Tim remembers this from before and warns them all to duck. Sadly, Oswald is too slow and is killed by a rebounding bullet. Leah mourns over his body. Back upstairs, Anna suggests they might have been selected for a reason. She recalls being dead for 2 minutes after a bike accident. Others share their traumas. Leah lost her mom to cancer, Yuri killed someone on duty, and Marvin caused Oswald's death. Tim avoids speaking of their lost child, but Liv opens up about the miscarriage. This sparks an emotional argument where Tim finally admits he broke emotionally that day. They both shout, revealing buried resentments and grief. Liv accuses Tim of emotionally abandoning her. Tim later takes initiative and searches Friedman's place for more answers. Leah suggests checking Anton's papers. They find one showing the same black wall pattern and the special spots Liv noticed. Anton's card shows he worked at a nano-defense firm, possibly linked to the wall. Yuri says Anton never discussed work. In Friedman's apartment, Tim notices the room seems smaller than it should be. He finds a hidden wall, and Marvin uncovers a remote that activates a sensor, though it needs a password. Tim uses dust to identify worn-out buttons and narrows it to 24 possibilities. Leah finds the word code on a paper. Yuri laughs nervously, warning that lethal radiation may leak in if they open it. Just then, Anna arrives with urgent news. Tim finds the correct code, unlocking a hidden surveillance room. They find footage from all apartments and see the dark cloud that created the wall. They also discover Anton's body was moved. When they question Yuri, he's gone. Marvin searches for him while Leah uncovers bruises on Anton's corpse. Yuri appears behind her. They watch a clip showing Anton trying to open the wall. Moments later, Yuri enters the frame and chokes him to death. Marvin finds Yuri burning papers and sees Lee's lifeless body. Yuri attacks Marvin. Tim arrives with Oswald's gun and intervenes, but Yuri gains the upper hand and beats Tim. Marvin regains consciousness and knocks Yuri down. As he's about to shoot, Liv stops him. Yuri might know how to escape. Yuri attacks again, so Tim knocks him out. They tie up Yuri. Tim finds conspiracy books in his bag. Liv believes Yuri killed Leah to hide Anton's discovery. Anna checks the cameras while Liv and Tim examine the charred papers. Tim deduces a Morse-like code in the brick pattern. The address on Anton's card matches the Harbor Fire site. They confront Yuri, who won't talk, until Marvin threatens him and Tim fires a warning shot. Yuri admits the wall is a defense system triggered by the fire. Anna discovers Anton developed an app to scan the wall, revealing 4 pressure points. Tim recreates the app and uses it. Pressing the points makes the bricks soften. Anna sticks her hand in and feels movement. Yuri warns them it's dangerous. Marvin tries to pull her out, but the nanobots pull her in. Her body is torn in half, just like Friedman. Enraged, Marvin kills Yuri and then takes his own life. Later, Tim apologizes to Liv and opens up about his grief. They reconcile. Tim rechecks the app thinking he misused it. Liv notices each button flashes differently. They review footage to find Anton's sequence. Just then, Yuri, somehow alive, attacks. He knocks Tim out, goes after Liv, who falls. Tim recovers and jumps down to help. The couple runs through the basement. Liv opens the wall as Yuri attacks Tim. Tim begs her to leave, but she refuses. Yuri prepares to stab him, but Liv strikes him with the mace. They escape together, finally free. Outside, they see the town also covered in black bricks. Their van is intact. They get in and drive off as the news confirms the entire incident began with a harbor fire. Movie ends here.